Hey guys, well, it was a great first game. We knew Mercer was very good. They've been battle tested. They had a foreign tour this summer. They played 2 closed-door scrimmages. They played a, hurricane relief game. So they have 8 games under their belt already with a senior-laden team. 2 fifth-year seniors, 5 seniors total. So we knew it was a game that we had to win. That they weren't going to give us the game. We had to come out and really play, and we learned a lot about our players because of that.
Before we get into the game, do you have any update on BJ?
The only thing I know is, he hurt his foot, and they're waiting. Nothing won't be confirmed until tomorrow. After I guess after the doctors see him and kind of give us their impressions on what happened. So hopefully he'll be okay. But we have to wait and see.
Coach, how did you feel about tonight's win? Overall, the tempo, kind of things like that.
I like the tempo. We wanted to play faster this year. We have more depth. I think that showed. I think defensively in the first half, we played with some jitters. I didn't think we played as well as I know we're capable of. I thought we turned that around the second half, but we can't come out and have 20 minutes where we give up 47 points. That's just too many. So we have to get back to the drawing board with some of that. But they did respond in the second half, especially on Holland, who had the majority of those points. I thought our guys really locked in until about the 2-minute mark of the game. They held them pretty scoreless until then, which gave us a chance to build the lead.
For guys like Holland, do you have a specific defender that you choose to exit guys out like that are having those kind of big performances?
The guy that we've challenged, on the perimeter, of course, AJ takes on all challenges, but the guy that we challenged because of the size and AJ had to guard some bigger guys tonight was Chance. I thought Chance did a great job in the second half, and we started off with Dayon doing the same thing. And I thought both of them really dialed in and really took some of the things away that he wanted to do, and that gave us a chance to really, like I said, get some stops, and we were able to kind of build a lead and get some momentum.
Yeah, Chance McSadden playing defense. So a couple years ago, he played as one of UCF's best defender. Obviously, said it last year. Is that something you've seen him really taken to the defensive role?
Well, he was the only player when I first got here, a year and a half ago. He was the only player when you have your meetings with each player, and all he said to me is, "Coach, I like to play defense." So I knew I had to get everybody else in the stance except him. He was like, he's ready to go. But no, he's he really does take pride in this matchup, and so I knew when we say, hey, you have him this half, I knew he would give a yeoman's effort, and he did, and that really helped us because without that, this team is good enough, as I said, to beat anyone. And like I said earlier, they projected to win their league, and they're a team that they won't beat themselves. You have to really play well to win.
How did you feel about your depth? 3 of your top players not playing, at least BJ for the second half, but you had plenty of bodies.
No, we had a little more depth than we had last year, and I thought everybody kind of responded. I think everybody had moments for us that played in that game, and that's what you want to see happen. And so it gives me, I'm encouraged by what I saw. There's a lot of things we have to work on for sure. This film is going to be great, I think, for our players because having them on the great team last year and is different than having to coach them in a real game. And so I think there's some things that I think that will help them, grow as individual players and us as a team as we watch this film.
From the perspective, of trying to figure out where players are going to go at, with having more depth. From your perspective, is there a difficulty or a learning curve in terms of finding where those guys are going to fit in? Compared to last year, obviously, not having as many guys.
We are. There's been a learning curve for us. That's why I knew this was going to be a real, challenge for us. One, they're very good, as I said before, but two, we have a lot of new pieces, and we're trying to mix them in with players that have been established players for us. And in doing so, that's where you're dealing with chemistry. And so they're definitely I'm looking at lineups. I'm looking at playing big, small. There are a lot of different options that we have. We're just trying to see which ones work best for us. And there's no real way to tell that until you start playing these games. It's one thing to practice against each other. We have an idea about some of these things. But actually playing against another opponent and seeing how it works against someone different is a whole other thing. And that's what you saw tonight, with us trying to look at some of the matchups and who should be in the game for us. And that's something we're going to still have to deal with over probably the next, I would think, 5, 6, 7 games as we start to kind of figure out, who we have, because we didn't have a foreign tour or anything where we've been out and played other teams and learned everything about our team. We're having to do that right now, and so there's going to be a learning curve for us.
Coach, is Taco nursing a minor injury, or why did he sit out tonight?
Yeah, he's nursing a minor injury. He's got like a sore hip, but he should be. He's going to be fine. So it's just a process for him, but he should be back out there. I don't have a timetable for him. I can't say when he's going to play again, but it's not anything that's going to hold him out much longer. I'm pretty sure of that.
Coach, you guys got a shot a high percentage from the field and, points in the paint, 44-20. Is that going to be kind of the staple for you guys going forward? Just kind of work the ball inside out?
Well, we like to play that way.
Okay.
We want paint touches, through throwing it in the post or through driving the basketball. That's UCF basketball on offense. And the rest of it, everything else kind of comes off of that, whether we kick it to other open three-point shooters or other plays that we make. But, we like getting the ball into the paint, and we think we're the personnel that's designed to do that. And I thought our guys did it well today.
Cesar DeJesus tied the team high at 16 points. Is that sort of what you expect, finishing around the rim, his offensive ability? Is that what you've seen from him?
That's who he is. I think, Caesar's probably, to me, I've seen a lot of really good finishers in the paint, and I put Caesar up there with any of them. You look at his size, his stature, you're like, how does he get those balls off? They have a knack for going in for him. So he does a really good job of finishing around the basket for his size, and that's something that, I like to say I taught him all that, but I'd be lying. The young man is just really good at understanding angles and how to use the rim to finish, and it's good to have him out there tonight.
Mercer tied the game at 50 early in the second half, and then you guys went on that 12-0 run. What did you kind of see from the team there in that moment?
I saw him play with a lot of poise. We started really understanding how we had to build a lead that was getting stops. I thought we really got dialed in defensively. That led us to our fast break and getting out in the open court. And we have guys, as you see, that can make plays when they get out there and get that space. So it was really kind of fun to see us kind of how we did it. But the most interesting part was after we built the lead was how to maintain that lead. And our guys did a fairly good job. We had some slippage, but a fairly good job of maintaining that lead against, like I said, a team that's way more experienced than we are. And so I was happy to see kind of how we closed the game without like a BJ and without having been in that situation before with a real poised team making a run at you. And our guys handled it well.
Can you talk about the energy that guys like Chad and Rickus brought today? Because Chad and Rickus, especially in the second half, seem to have a lot of energy plays. They were blocking shots, taking charges.
That's who they are. That's their role. And Chad is probably. You can't walk into a room with Chad and not get excited. Chad has the best energy of any person, man. If you ever spent time with him, you know what I mean. He's just a great personality, and it's infectious. Having him on a team just gives us a lift. And then Rokas is very similar. Rokas is more fiery, I think. He's more, a little more fiery, but they both give us a big lift by how they play and how they compete around the basket. And it's good having both of them. I think they both really gave us some good minutes.
What did you see from Miles Douglas to earn the minutes he did for a true freshman and for a guy that I know was out for a couple weeks?
Yeah, Miles was out for a little while. He's just getting back, and I thought he had a really good performance. Considering he just stepped foot on the court against, again, a very old team. You're a true freshman, and that's the first team you face. I give him a lot of credit for coming out there, and he really didn't, he wasn't shy. He went out there and he made his plays. He was aggressive, and that's what I like to see in young players. He's going to make some mistakes like we all do, but the thing is, make your mistakes being aggressive, and he did that all night.
What did you think about AJ's performance today?
I thought AJ had a huge performance for us, both handling the basketball as well as rebounding. 15 rebounds against that team was he did a great job. And he had the ball in his hand a lot on a fast break, pushing it and making plays. He made a lot of real good decisions with the basketball. And he played like a senior. This is what we expect out of AJ. And you'll see AJ's role morph to different type of roles throughout the season. He's kind of like, if you're playing chess, I think he would be my queen, on the chessboard. He's that player that can kind of go all over the place and do a lot of everything. And just really, he's a kind of a glue guy for us. He makes it all work because I can move him around, and he has a skill set to be able to do that. He's pretty much like a point forward. He can play 1 through 4 for us and play them all, fairly well.
I know you like to have your point guard as the leader, the vocal leader of the team, but if BJ has to miss any time, do you think AJ has to be more of a vocal leader for the team?
Definitely. If BJ misses time, AJ is going to have to definitely be a vocal leader for us. And then we have the guys like Terrell have to step up, and we brought him here for this type of role. He's a pure point guard. He came in, of course, to spend time behind BJ, but you never know how this game goes. And so if it changes, his role has to change some. Then I think he's the type of player that'll be prepared for that. He had a good summer. He's worked hard this fall. And hopefully, like I said, everything goes well for BJ. And but for Terrell, we trust Terrell and his ability to help us, play as going forward as well.
What did you see out of Terrell's first game out there? You didn't take any shots, as you say. He's always looking for others to.
That's what he does. He makes others better. He's a pure point guard. Like, I love both. I thought we had a great combination of BJ and Terrell. One's scoring point, which I love, and one's a pure point, which I love. You know, Terrell's a throwback. He's trying to find guys, trying to make guys better. He's connecting. He's more of a servant. He's serving everybody, which is a good thing. I think guys, you know, when he's out there with them, you know, they know that they make certain moves that he's going to deliver it to them. And with BJ, he's going to make those plays too because he's a heck of a guard, one of the best in the country. He's also going to, you know, score a lot of points for you too, which, like I said, I think that's a good combination because you can play both of them together or you can play them individual, and that gives you a lot of, you know, versatility again.
Coach, you guys have kind of faced the injury bug just a little bit. You know, how have the guys kind of, you know, taken on that next guy up role? How have they kind of embraced that?
Well, it's ironic. We've been in we've been in this predicament before where guys have gotten injured, you know, early season, and we've had to make some adjustments. We've had to kind of just go on the fly and figure some things out. And, you know, we could have to do it again. We're already having to do it with Aubrey last week. It's like out of the blue, he's gone for the year. So, you know, when you spend the fall and you spend the summer kind of with an idea what you can do, and now a piece is removed, you have to start, you know, figuring things out. And now, you know, with BJ, we have to see where he is. But, you know, depending on where he is, we have to do the same thing again. And that's just part of our game, unfortunately. Hopefully, you know, this bug will go away from us. Please get away from us some. You guys know any way to get that done, help me with it. Because it's been tough. But, you know, for us, we're a no-excuse program. Our job is to find a way as coaches and as players. And that's what we plan to do.
Coach, what did you think of the atmosphere tonight with opening night? You looked like you were getting into it, slamming your hands on the court.
Well, definitely. But you know what? I thought our fans were great. You know, I thought our student section was amazing as always. I mean, they were in full force, which gave us a huge lift. You know, that's what, you know, they had to play into that. They had to play into that during the second half. Changed up everything. Part of us, you know, winning that game and getting those runs and stops wasn't only because of, you know, what we were doing, but it was also because of our fans. You know, that student section, when you coming down to that section playing, you know, it's like an army right there, a full wall of people, and they're energized, they're engaged. You know, you can't help but, you know, be a little bit off. You know, in my opinion, that's why it's so important for, you know, our community and for UCF and our student body to come out and rally behind us, because that's, you know, they're truly our sixth man. You know, and we go kind of as they go, so we need them out there. So make sure we know that they were great tonight.
Last one.
Is there anything specific that tonight's game showed you that you need to work on for Wednesday?
You know, I haven't seen Gardner Webb yet, so, you know, I can only speak, you know, generally. And in general, we have to get better defensively from the standpoint. You know, our first side defense, it wasn't strong enough. We weren't where we needed to be to start defensive possessions. I thought some guys kind of wandered out of their spots. We have to be more disciplined. And then offensively, I thought, you know, our shot selection really wasn't what I wanted it to be. But again, I'm coaching guys that I hadn't had a chance to coach on the floor. I've only had them in practice. And so I have to go over that, just making sure that we understand what a great shot is. And I think if we can clean up our shot selection and clean up our defense, especially on the first side, when we come down the court, we should be locked in. That will help us a lot.
Thank you.
Excuse me? Yeah, I was a little disappointed in our free throws, but I've seen these guys shoot the free throws. I think some of it's nervous energy for some of our players. Haven't been in that position for over a year because they sat out. So some of it's nervous energy for guys I know are very good shooters and have shot really consistently well in practice. So I think that's going to come. All right, guys. Thank you. Thanks, guys.